y'all, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'll be talking about 5 dislikes about my car and 5 likes, or 5 things that I like about my car. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of hard to find things that I dislike about my car just because there's not a lot that I dislike about it. Alright y'all, we're gonna start off with one of the dislikes that I dislike about the car, and one of them is being the rear end. I honestly wish that they would have made the rear ends of these cars a little bit more aggressive, in my opinion. I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there's something missing in the rear end. Like, I feel like it's not, like the rear quarters just aren't wide enough. Like, it just needs to be a little bit more aggressive. And that's honestly been like one of the biggest things that I've disliked about this car, is just the rear end of it. I feel like if they would have just made it a little more aggressive in the rear, it would be perfect. Because the front end is honestly not bad at all, especially if you got the sport bumper. I feel like the front end is pretty aggressive, but I just wish they worked on the rear end a little bit more. But I mean, there's a lot of aftermarket parts you could do to, I guess, make it look a little bit better. I have a few parts coming in for the rear end of this car. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is yet, but you guys will see soon. And I actually don't know if I'm gonna keep these on. I'm debating on whether I am gonna keep them on or not, but we'll see. I'll see how I like it with what I'm getting. If I do like it, I'll keep it on. If I don't, I'm most likely gonna take them off. But yeah. All right, second dislike about this car would be that it's all-wheel drive. Now, when I first got this car, I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea that I had gotten the all-wheel drive G37, and I had no idea that they even made an all-wheel drive G37. But me being low, especially when I was on coils, I would go through the front axles a lot, and that's like another big dislike that that I disliked about this car, was that it was all-wheel drive, because I was just going through those front axles a lot, and I was getting tired of replacing them like every, I would say, month or so, or like maybe 2 months. It wasn't like every month. Yeah, it was probably like every 2 months, month and a half, I would have to replace the axles. So that is another big dislike about this car. It's just the all-wheel drive, especially if you're riding low. If you're a person who's driving low, don't get the all-wheel drive. Alright, third dislike about this car. Now, I don't know if it's like an all-wheel drive thing, or if it goes for all G37s, but it would be the subframe does sit pretty low on this car. So if you are a static person, or you just drive pretty low, it does hit a lot scraping wise. But like I said, I'm not sure if it's just an all-wheel drive thing, or if it's just in general just a G37 thing. But with my car, my subframe does sit pretty low. It's not too low, but it does sit pretty low. So when I do ride low, that's one of the main points that hits a lot, is my subframe and sway bar. Alright, this will probably be my last dislike, because honestly, I don't really have too many dislikes about this car. It was just hard getting those together. But I would say my last dislike about this car would be that it's hard to get in a manual transmission. I've tried looking, when I was in the looks for a G37, I tried looking for a manual one, but it was just hard to find. I could not find one at all. I actually came across one, but it was clapped. It had hella miles, the body wasn't straight, it had dents, scratches, and I already knew if I were to get it, probably would just had a bunch more problems engine wise or suspension wise. So that's why I didn't pick that up. But I know these cars are rare to find in manual, so I just stuck with the auto. I mean, it's not bad. Obviously, for a car that is hard to get in manual, it wouldn't be too bad to get in an auto, and it's fun too. All right, moving on to likes now. Then the first thing I would say I like about my car is the aftermarket parts that you can get for it. There's so many parts that you can get for these cars, whether it's side skirts, diffusers, carbon, headlights, I mean bumper too. You can get the sport bumper if you don't have it. Just a bunch of stuff you can get for this car. Wheels, exhaust. There's a lot of exhaust out there too, and honestly I'm not a big fan of all the exhausts that are out there for this car, but I would say my favorite is the Motordyne. But even tail lights too, there's a lot of aftermarket tails, custom tail lights that you can get for these cars. So that definitely would be one of my favorite things about this car is the aftermarket parts that you can get for it. All right, y'all, I had to move my car real quick because there's a big ass semi that was pulling in where I was, so I had to do that real quick. But anyways, back to the video. What was I on, second or first dislike or like? I think it was, no, yeah, I'm on my second. All right, I would say second like about my car is reliability. Now I know there's a lot of people that say these cars are not reliable, but honestly the truth is, if you get one with low miles, and it was well taken care of, depending who owned it before you, if you get it used, which you most likely will, it'll last you. And if you also keep up with maintenance and all that, and you take care of the car, this car will last you. I've had my car for like almost 4 years, I would say, going on to my 4th year, and I had 0 mechanical issues with this car. All right, the next like about this car I would say is the speed. Well, yeah, the drivability of this car. Honestly, it's not the fastest car. I'm not saying it's, you know, like hella fast or anything, but you know, for a V6 it's pretty quick. There's a lot of people that say that they're slow and this and that. I mean, like, yeah, compared to like, you know, a boosted car or a supercharged car or something, you know, obviously depending on the car it'll be a lot quicker than this, but you know, for a stock car, a NA car, it's pretty quick. It's not slow, but I mean, yeah, it's not the fastest either, but it's not slow at all either. And I mean, if you put a good exhaust on it, it sounds good too, in my opinion. All right, another like about this car is interior. Well, one of the things in the interior, which is the sound system. Honestly, for stock speakers, they bump. I'm not gonna lie, they bump. I mean, they're not like the best, you know, you could obviously upgrade, you could always upgrade, but you know, for stock they do sound good. You can, you know, bump when you need a bump, and it doesn't sound raspy or, you know, rattly or whatever. It actually sounds good. It has a good sound to it, which actually I'm a big fan of. When I first got this car, I was all like, damn, the sound system actually sounds good in here. All right, the last like about this car I would say is just the overall car. You know, if you like just look at it, you know, realistically, the car is overall, it's a nice car. You know, it's pretty quick, it's nice, it's luxurious, I guess, in a way. Then I feel like the inside is pretty luxury, you know, for what it is. It's nothing crazy, but it definitely does look nice in here. But yeah, I would just say overall the car, you know, it's a nice car. It's a pretty quick car. It sounds good with the right exhaust on it. There's a lot of parts for it. You know, if you build this car right, you could definitely make it look really good and sound good. And if you even choose to, you could also, you know, boost it too if you really wanted to. But yeah, I would just say overall the car is a good car. It's a good daily, depending on what you do to it, you know, what route you go with this car. It's definitely a fun car to have. So yeah. All right, y'all, that's it for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and follow me on my socials. I have my Instagram. I also put Snapchat down there too in the description, if you want to go follow me on Snap. I don't really post much on there, but if you want to, you can go for it. I'm mainly on Instagram though, like I said, so that will be down there too, and also TikTok as well. I'm not that active on TikTok, but I do try to post once in a while on TikTok. So if y'all want to go follow me on there too, that'd be dope. But yeah, that'll be it for today's video. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Subscribe, like, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.